G'day guys, I'm Tor from Pro Stock Tips, and today I'd like to tell you about IGO and why IGO is one of my favorite large cap lithium mining stocks. So the others in the that list category are say Pilbara Minerals, Mineral Resources, and potentially also Liontown Resources, which is heading into development, and there may be a few more in the future. However, IGO I think is a real standout. They're trading perhaps just slightly above the valuation of Pilbara Resources. However, and they're in line with the valuation of Mineral Resources. However, compared to Pilbara Resources, IGO certainly, I think, is the best potential at the moment. Obviously, IGO is still in an uptrend. Mineral Resources, is in a downtrend. Not to say it won't revert to an uptrend soon. And Pilbara Minerals seems quite fully valued, in my opinion. There's a lot of hype just going into these lithium auctions. However, IGO, why I believe it certainly is one of the potential top blue chips of the future is it's diversified and it's in the top. It's set itself right up. It has the full suite of battery minerals, well, not the full suite, but it's got lithium, it's got copper, it's got nickel, and it's got cobalt. So these are, and that's class 1 nickel, which can be used in the batteries. So it's certainly one of the top, battery electric vehicle, and renewable energy. It's certainly got the top assets, for the future, essentially. So this is why I think it's one of the top blue chip stocks on the ASX and perhaps the top lithium producer. Now it's recently acquired a 25% stake in Greenbushes, which is like the world's, largest production of hard rock lithium, lowest cost, highest grade for the hard rock. It's got grades of above 2%, which is a lot higher than, say, Liontown or Pilbara Minerals. It's certainly one of the highest grades, one of the lowest costs. So it's one of the top lithium producing hard rock assets in the world currently. Once they scale up in the next few years to 2 million tons per annum by, say, 2024, 2025, of spodumene concentrate, their share would obviously be 500 kilotons per annum. So, they're already producing large and significant volumes of spodumene concentrate. Now, their refinery, so they own 49% of the Kwinana refinery, which is a fully automated lithium hydroxide refinery. So currently, Pilbara Minerals doesn't have a refinery, and you've got Mineral Resources, which also has its refinery with Albemarle in Kemerton near Bunbury, which is where I grew up. So IGO has refinery capability, which is coming online. So this presents huge upside, I think. Obviously they can produce up to 96 once it's fully deployed in the next few years. They could produce up to 96 kilotons. So IGO is looking at around, owning the production of some 45 plus kilotons of lithium hydroxide. And now the price of lithium hydroxide, at the moment is really high. In the future, it could go lower, but we're hoping that it's going to go higher as, supply chases demand, which will increase drastically due to the transition from internal combustion engine vehicles to battery electric, which will obviously consume a lot more lithium. So, and that's really expected to kick off in the next few years. So hopefully we do see this instance where supply chases demand and it drives up the lithium price. Now, in terms, if lithium does stay, let's say lithium hydroxide was $20,000 per ton, certainly IGO has a huge earnings potential there. However, anyway, they project in 2025 their earnings, or their EBITDA, will be $1 billion. So versus their current market capitalization of $7+ billion, their 2025 earnings should come in at a good ratio. They should have a great dividend yield in 2025. So I still think this is fundamentally, not just the factor of the hype that I think can drive it up to $20 per share, but the actual earnings potential is potentially going to be there if these battery minerals do in fact rally. And obviously you might be worried about their Nova Bollinger operation with its 6.5-year lifespan. There's so much expansion, opportunities and development opportunities that they have, exploration opportunities. They have a huge exploration budget and excellent tenements and joint ventures across Australia. So I think they're set up for discovery and development, so I wouldn't be too concerned about their, lifespan of their nickel mine. And certainly it's lithium that's really going to be the winner this decade. So don't worry too much about the nickel and the copper. I do especially like copper, though. I think that copper really has a lot of potential this decade. There may be ups and downs as supply tries to keep up with demand, but eventually supply is going to dwindle and demand's going to accelerate. So I really think IGO has a lot of potential. Perhaps not as much potential as these small cap explorers that I'm investing in. However, certainly do think that it could be wise to even roll over some of those profits from small caps into IGO, as it does have the potential to perhaps, as I say, reach $20 or more per share as it goes forward. And then you might want to just sell some off and free carry a significant share in IGO, and then obviously invest those profits back into your juniors and make some more money and then invest them back into IGO, however you play it in the future. So yes, I certainly believe that IGO has more upside potential than downside risk.